Hello, students. I've got great video introductions. I was asked by the school. All of us professors were asked by the school to do this, to make this video to kind of share a little bit about my story and then also give you some reminders. So you should be getting this from a few of your classes. I'm going to do my best to try to not. I'm going to do my best to not make it redundant. Okay, watch my video and watch other people's videos too. Okay. So again, full disclosure, they are telling me to do this, which is why I'm here. But just because somebody's making you do something doesn't mean you can't get good value out of it. Okay. So I'm going to take this seriously, and I want to share a little bit about myself and that maybe some of you have heard, but maybe not all of you have heard. And it's not something I'm proud of, but I think it's something that we can all learn from. I have learned from it, and hopefully you can learn from it as well. Again, as a reminder, professors here are really good points of contact. I think everywhere you go, there's going to be a mixed bag of professors. But I truly think that here at SPSCC, compared to especially a lot of four-year universities, the professors here really care, okay? So talk to us. We may be busy, we may be disorganized, but for the most part, everyone I've seen just really cares about the students, and myself is included in that. So please don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions, and hopefully we have enough of a rapport at this point in the quarter that you feel at least a little comfortable asking me some things. Okay, so here's my story that, again, a very tiny fraction of my story that I want to share with you about perseverance. So I had a pretty easy time in college. College was not really hard for me, and I had some bad habits. I didn't study that hard. I didn't talk to my fellow students. I didn't talk to my professors. I just did it all on my own, and it worked. It worked for me in college. Maybe it worked for you. If so, that's great. When I got to grad school, I originally was planning on getting my PhD in applied mathematics. And it was really hard for me because, of course, I wanted to go to this really good school. But the problem with a really good school is the better the school, the harder it's going to be. And it was a research institution mostly. So most of the professors mostly cared about research compared to teaching. But that didn't even matter because I didn't reach out to them. So I had a really hard time. You're supposed to get a master's degree in about 2 years in this program. It took me 4 or 5 full time. I think it took me maybe 3.5 or 4 to get to that break point, and then I didn't finish. I was working on my PhD after that. So I was slow. I was at the bottom of the class. I don't think I was bad at math. I don't think I was stupid, but I didn't have the tools that I needed to succeed. Talking with professors, showing up to office hours, asking questions, reaching out. My biggest problem is I needed help and I didn't want to feel stupid. But that's the dumbest thing ever, because if you need help, that's exactly who should be asking questions, is when you need help. You don't really have a lot of questions to ask if you don't need help, unless you really want to go above and beyond. But the people who need help are the people that generally are going to not ask for it because they don't want to feel stupid. That was me. I really struggled and didn't want to talk to my professors because I felt dumb. When in reality, the best way to catch up would have been to ask for help. Working with other students would have been really good as well. I was pretty bad at that. I was lucky to have a couple people that kind of forced me to work with them. But I didn't do that. I didn't make use of my professors. And this is not, by the way, this is not made up BS for this video. This is really true. And I try to mention it a lot, but I don't want to mention it too much because it's embarrassing. So eventually there were these written exams. There were 2 3-hour written exams that I had to pass, called my preliminary exams. I had 2 years to pass those. Most people pass them on the first try or the second try. It took me all of those 2 years. I passed it on the final try. That was, I think, 4 or 5 attempts because they had them every quarter or something. 4 or 5 attempts. I passed on the last one. If I didn't pass it on that last attempt, I'm out, kicked out. No master's degree, no nothing. Bye-bye. Finally did it. Worked hard. Spent a lot of time. Could have gone better if I asked for help, but I eventually did it. It was something I really cared about. Then fast forward, doing fine in my classes, doing fine in my research. And then I have qualifying exams, and that's a 3-hour oral exam. Okay. You find a committee of 5 professors, and for an hour and a half, you talk about your research and they ask you questions about your research. For another hour and a half, they ask you questions about everything you've learned in college, undergrad, graduate, anything they want, they'll ask you about it. At the end of those 3 hours, if they think that you deserve to go on, that's great. If they think you don't deserve to go on, you get one more chance. And they loved my research. It was great, flawless. Not flawless, but it was good. I was proud of it. But my knowledge of mathematics, they didn't like. A couple of them were fine with it, but one of them in particular was not. And I knew this. I knew this person was really hard. I asked him to be on my committee because I didn't know anybody. So I just asked the people I knew because I didn't make any connections with my professors. So even though I knew this person was really hard, I felt I didn't have another choice. Okay. That networking, if I had done that better, could have gone differently. So after that second failure on my qualifying exams, it was so awkward because you have the oral exam and then they ask you to sit outside of the room. And normally they talk for a couple of minutes and then bring you back in. But this one went on for like 15, 20 minutes. I know it didn't go great. I'm just sitting there going, I failed. And I did. They called me back and they said, sorry, we can let you out of here with your master's degree, but you can't continue in this PhD program. So I think a lot of students see professors and think that, oh yeah, we don't struggle in school. And sure, yeah, like in undergrad, I did well. I didn't struggle. So I might not struggle the same way as you, but I have had that struggles. I have failed. I literally do not have my PhD to this day because I failed out of the program despite trying hard. And there are things that would I go back and do differently? Absolutely. So I'm trying to be this example to show you my mistakes that I'm not proud of and how I've learned from them and how you can learn from them. So don't ever hesitate to reach out because you're worried about being stupid. That's when you should reach out. Okay. Getting a little emotional actually. And then the other thing is, I had another point I was trying to make. But the other thing is, yeah, just make sure to network with your professors. Talk to us. That's what we're here for. And that a lot of your professors have failed exams, have failed classes. They, I'm not going to say we get you, but like, I think we have more similarities than we sometimes either party might think. Okay. That's a little bit about my story. Fast forward quite a bit. It all worked out in the end. I don't need my PhD to do what I really love. I truly believe in the mission of community colleges. I think the more affordable education can be, the better it is. And community colleges is kind of what really encapsulates that idea. So it worked out for me in the end, but it was it was not a fun time. All right. But here we are. So that's a little bit about, my academic journey. Hopefully it can inspire you a little bit. I'm not trying to get you to feel sorry for me. I'm trying to inspire you to talk to your professors and to not be worried or ashamed at how you come off. Okay. If you want to learn, that's enough for 90% of us. If you're willing to learn and put in time and effort to learn, we love that. Okay. That's what we're here for. There are not a lot of professors that get the job because they want to make it rich. If you look at the income distribution for people with master's degrees in applied mathematics, which is what I have, for example, and a ton of other professors in different fields, it's the same thing. You look at the median salary where you teach, it's a little to the left of that. Okay, but we're here because we love it. All right. I can't speak for everyone, but by and large, most people I've seen this is true for. Okay. So that's kind of what's going on. I feel like this video got depressing. It wasn't supposed to. But yeah, let's move on. So Dallas also asked me to talk about a couple final things to remind you guys about, such as registration for spring quarter. Okay, so if you haven't already registered, that's normal because it's not open for another 12 days. February 21st is when you can register for classes. I would highly recommend that you register early. Okay, because that's how scheduling gets done. Like if you think about the back end, if everyone registers late, then some classes might get canceled. Okay, but if people register early, it lets us plan better. If there's 20 people on a wait list because people are registering early, the college knows, oh, we should add another section of this. If all the in-person classes are full and the onlines are empty, well, maybe we'll adjust some things that way, or vice versa. Okay, so the sooner we know who wants to take what class, like we can guess based on, we can extrapolate, it's not guessing, based on past events, but the sooner you guys register, the better it is for you, and then we can make it even more better fit to you. Nobody likes to get their class canceled before the school starts, before the quarter starts, okay? For those of you who are applying to graduate, make sure to do that and let me know if you have questions about registering, graduating, anything like that, okay? There's a lot of good information on the website. Whoa! This is the wrong scene on OBS. There's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of good stuff on the website about registering, so you can just go to spscc.edu. And when you do that, there's a lot of links and stuff like that. So specifically, one of the things I want to draw your attention to now that I'm back to normal is not my camera settings, but you can go up to myspscc.edu. There's got a lot of good links from here. And Compass. Specifically, I don't know how many people are familiar with Compass over here, but you just go to the website, myspcc.edu, Compass over here, and you can use this to schedule appointments. These are ed planners, okay? They have walk-in hours as well. Here, watch this. I'll just show you guys my notes. My video notes. So the ed planners have walk-in hours. You don't have to schedule an appointment, but you can do it with Compass. Tuesdays from 9 to 12 and Wednesdays from 1 to 4. Okay, and then as a reminder, I also have student hours are on all my syllabi and at the top of my Canvas shells as well. If you can't make student hours, email me. Those are just the times where I guarantee I'm available. I try to answer emails really quickly during that time because you guys are my priority at that time. That doesn't mean those are the only times I'm available. So please email me if you want to schedule a meeting or have other questions, and I can meet with you then as well. So I think that's pretty much it. Here we go. Hope this video was useful. Hopefully it's inspired you to ask questions, and don't be a stranger. Your questions don't have to be about this class. Your questions can be about future classes, other classes, your career, college in general, how to do something at the college, how to register, how to whatever, okay? Not all of that is within my ability to answer, but at the very least, I can point you in the right direction, and maybe I can learn some new things myself. Most of what I learn about college is from a student asking a question and me saying, I've got no clue. Let me figure that out. Because I'm usually pretty, part of my job is knowing who to talk to and who to ask and for figuring things out. Okay, the video is too long. I'm going to throw it back and say, sorry guys, I cried on my perseverance video of my students, and now they're all crying too. Anyway, let me know if you have questions. Bye-bye. I hope your quarter goes well.